Recording has started. Nicole, if you want to kick us off.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for attending on behalf of ABC with our special partners at Sandals Resorts. This is, a much awaited Sandals Resorts training. I just wanted to put a little disclaimer that all the information shared in this webinar will be specific to ABC as an agency. So any commission rates, bonus percentages, marketing bank cash bonuses, our wedding invoice payout rates. Keep in mind that this is specific to ABC's official IATA number. So if you are booking under a different IATA number, it may not be the case. That being said, let's get started.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. I will take over sharing my screen, give a little housekeeping to start. Can everyone see my presentation screen all right? Perfect. All right, so obviously we're all home right now, not in the Caribbean. Like these to take place in the Caribbean first and foremost, so we'll definitely have some ideas for everyone to get down there. But this is a virtual training, so I know they can be a lot of me talking, not as interactive. But I have two screens. If you guys have any questions at any point along the way, Nicole's also helping me monitor the chat and everyone's beautiful faces that are on. So you guys feel free to ask at any point in time, break up my presentation. Happy to answer anything as we go. For the presentation itself, this is going to be a Sandals 101 overview. So I know a lot of you guys have good experience with sandals and beaches, but I will talk to everyone as if they've never been. Some of the back end stuff, some accounts to follow on social media. I will also show some resort content. The resort content that I put together for you guys is a lot of the new Sandals 2.0 content. So some of the renovations, things that have happened at resort. We're not going to go through all 20 resorts today. I want to keep it within that hour that we allotted for this and respect everyone's time. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and get going here. And I am adding people into the room as they come in, so no worries there. All right, to start off, so obviously my name is Andrew Wade. I'm the Business Development Manager for the state of North Carolina, which makes me the ABC Association of Bridal Consultants BDM. If you guys are, I know you guys are spread out, you'll have access to a local BDM, but anything that pertains to the agency, as Nicole hinted to, like marketing bank, commission percentage, things like that, all funnel through me. I have a lot of support too. I have a regional director and a senior director of sales as well who help me out, help you guys. You guys are a key account for us. So we definitely want to make sure that you guys feel heard and get a ton of support from Sandals and Beaches. But if you don't have my contact information, there it is. All right, so to start off, we're going to go high level about Sandals and Beaches, what it is to be a partner with the brand, what the brand is all about. So the big thing that we launched this year is our Made of Caribbean campaign. And what that essentially means is we are a company that is founded in the Caribbean. For you guys who do not know, we did start in Jamaica in 1981 with Sandals Montego Bay and have grown throughout the Caribbean since then. So a lot of resorts are in the Caribbean, a lot of hoteliers are in the Caribbean, but none of them are authentically as Caribbean as Sandals and Beaches. So we really, really want to showcase these unique islands, their cultural experiences and those things. And no, we don't feel like anyone can quite like Sandals and Beaches. And of course, we've put some research into this as well. So some buzzwords in the travel industry this year have been all about people really wanting that experience travel, that authenticity when they're on vacation. So that's something that, millennials, Gen Zs are super invested in. They want to actually experience the culture. So knowing that you get that through an all-inclusive resort is something that's super awesome, and also highlighting these islands as well. And this is been truly spearheaded by our executive chairman, Mr. Adam Stewart. So he is Gordon Butch Stewart's son. So he's taken over since Gordon Butch Stewart passed away in 2021 and is really spearheading this, not only Sandals 2.0 push, but also this Made of Caribbean, really showcasing us as leaders in the Caribbean. So without further ado, I will start us off with a brand video. It is voiced by Adam Stewart. All these things that I'm mentioning here, he speaks to about so passionately, does a little bit better job than I can myself. So we'll start with that.
When people look at us, they might just see an all-inclusive beach resort. But take a closer look, and you'll see we're so much more. Everything we do, from the design of our properties to the moments we create, is born from our deep connection with these islands. And with our people, the heartbeat of Sandals. Champions of the Caribbean, ambassadors of its heritage, drivers of its future. We are made of Caribbean, and we're bringing it to the world. Because the world deserves to feel the real Caribbean. The douchey, the liming, the airy, that's what we're made of. And as we build for the future, we're inviting the world to see. There's no better place to experience the Caribbean than at a place founded by a family from the Caribbean. Sandals, made of Caribbean.
So as I mentioned, all those things that I was highlighting there, that's a much better avenue to hear it from directly from Adam Stewart, all about being made of Caribbean and how Sandals showcases these unique islands. Yep. So now to jump into Sandals and Beaches being all-inclusive resorts. So obviously you guys are pretty aware of the brand, of how it is an all-inclusive resort. I'm going to talk through some key components to how we are leaders in all-inclusive, how it truly is all-inclusive. There is no nickel and diming. Some important categories for any vacation, of course, your accommodation. So we have, as you guys know, who book a lot of Sandals, hundreds of room categories. That's intentional. We want you guys to find the right room for your clients. So we'll show some of the different villas, suite options, just showcase some of the room categories for you guys. And then food and beverage. So we have 30 different culinary concepts on resorts. So it's a perfect time to try something new. There's never any surcharges for any items on menus. You can dine around as much as you would like. And then of course, play. I'm a big play guy. So knowing that entertainment, all of the land and water sports that are included. And then we're talking about the Caribbean, so no worries. Transfers are included, butler service, Wi-Fi, all of those things, and hospitality in the Caribbean is a leading industry. So just knowing that you're going to have that very hospitable vacation as well. First category that I mentioned, that food and beverage category. So one thing that Sandals has really pushed for, we've done a lot of renovating into the restaurant categories. We've put in some new restaurant concepts, but that made of Caribbean as well. We really want to highlight local cuisine and flair. So we've put in a couple of restaurants that truly highlight local Caribbean cuisine. Chefs are working in local communities to get some of the ingredients, but then of course we still have staples like Butch's Steakhouse with your surf and turf. We got Soy, which is our Japanese inspired sushi restaurants. So many things to choose from. As I mentioned, 30 restaurant categories. And then entertainment, so this falls into that, no worries, that hospitality. Somehow they come up with the most amazing nightly entertainment events to keep guests entertained. Just got back from Dunn's River, and over the span of 3 days, I saw an acrobat show, then a Jamaican band play, and then a fire breathing show within 3 nights. So always coming up with something new, unique, so much fun for the guests to participate in. Falling in that play category, we're talking about the Caribbean, so it truly is the ultimate water paradise. So all of those ocean sports are something that is included for Sandals guests. So anytime someone wants to grab a paddleboard, kayak, hubby cat, anything that's in the water shop, they'll set you up, all inclusive. It's part of your vacation. And that goes a bit further for anyone who is in the world of scuba diving. So scuba diving is also something that is included, which is a huge perk for those people that are in the scuba world. It is a big expense to scuba dive. So having those 2 free tank dives a day is a big inclusion for those guests as well. Continuing in the play, so we've partnered with the USGA Pickleball Association. Been a huge growing thing on resort for us. People have been planning pickleball trips. So if you're someone who also, you could combine that with your wedding. You could have the wedding group also have some pickleball events set up. So we have pickleball courts at most of our resorts now. Our groups department can help you talk about where they are and how you can situate a pickleball trip, because we've been planning those pretty frequently this year. Golf is included in Ocho Rios and in St. Lucia. And then, of course, we have tennis courts, a bowling alley in Barbados, so many other activities, beach volleyball, all the things that you can think of as far as land activities. Now, the one thing that I do want to mention, so we are all inclusive, but there's still areas for travel advisors to make some more commission. The one thing I like to say about Sandals is if you guys can sell a birthday cake, trust me, you guys do with your wedding packages, we'll pay commission on it. So there's some more areas that you guys can also earn some additional commissions through the Island Routes Tours, which is our excursion company. Think about catamarans, powerboats, zip lining, all those fun things that are off resort. You can book those ahead of time for your guest, and we pay commissions on those. Red Lane Spa, any of your spa services can be booked ahead of time. If you have someone who wants to get scuba certified, they can get certified on resort. That's a additional charge. We'll jump in a little bit about wedding add-ons to different packages. Obviously, those are additional charges as you add on different services such as DJ, hair, makeup, things like that, the different packages. We have destination wedding teams, so it's super seamless to figure out which ones to pick for those. And then private candlelight dinners, beaches, Sesame Street characters, photo shoots, things like that. So there is some areas for, while it is all inclusive, some areas for you guys to make some extra commission as well. Yep, as Nicole mentioned, add-ons equals extra commission. Especially in that wedding industry, those different packages can definitely add up for y'all's pocketbooks. Showing some images of the Red Lane Spa. What's super awesome about the Red Lane Spa is not only for the massages and the spa packages, but you can also use any of the amenities as guests. So steam room, hot tub, sauna, cold plunge, anything like that that's in the spa facilities is free use for the guest as well. Now, I only have a couple of slides on destination weddings. Definitely want to get something specific on the books for ABC with Wendy White again. We also have the SWS online training. Definitely want to point everyone in that direction to take that through the TA portal. You can search in the bar SWS training. It'll take you right to the Sandals Wedding Specialist training. But destination weddings with us are truly seamless, very dialed in. ABC has been huge catalyst in helping us. Y'all have helped us create some of our ideas and things of that nature. But with us, you get support from not only Unique Vacations with Wendy White and Susan and her team. You also get on-site support as well with destination wedding specialists as well. So while you might be the coordinator a lot of times here in the States, you're not going to necessarily be the coordinator for your destination wedding. You'll have that help and support in that area. And then, of course, to showcase some of the decor, some of the different aesthetics, y'all plan weddings. I don't think it gets much prettier than a beachfront Caribbean wedding. I mean, you can see some of the different ones. They get very creative, take a lot of inspiration in the receptions, the cocktail events. Always blow me away how beautiful they are. You can see down there. I think that's in Curacao with the coconuts set up for the guests to grab. Always having fun with it and setting up new things for wedding guests. All right, so that's my back end high level about Sandals and beaches. I'm going to go into some social media accounts for you guys to follow. This will really help keep the education going from home. These accounts will showcase active promotions, resort content, all of that type of stuff. Just great accounts to follow, so that way you can get the most up-to-date information from us. First one that I like to plug is our Unique Vacations Southeast sales team. So we do have a dedicated social media manager who helps run this account. So any of our active promotions, she will repurpose and put into social media to where you guys can utilize those images, repurpose them, and post them for social media. Today is Wednesday, so for y'all who follow us avidly, Wednesday is our 777 day. So every Wednesday, I have a slide on it in a minute, we post the 777 special through this page with the Canva quotes, so that way you guys can grab and use those as well for your travel advisor pages. As I mentioned, if you are not in North Carolina, you can scan this one to find your local BDM. There's also a way to find this through the TA portal that I'll show in a minute. Next one, this one is a big one. So if you do not follow Joe Vanderhoff on Facebook and Instagram, I would all of these are Facebook and Instagram, by the way. But I would definitely recommend following Joe Vanderhoff first and foremost. But this QR code directly is to his Photo Circles, which is an app that you would need to download if you do not have it. But it's a link tree to content from all of the resorts. So Joe was a photographer by trade, so he has some drone footage in there, great 3-second clips for social media posts, images throughout the resorts. And this is all stuff that you guys can use for social media content. Next, we do have a platform, 2 BDMs and a mic. So it is 2 BDMs. They have a podcast that they do a weekly podcast episode, but this is actually their Facebook page. So we have about 15 BDMs that run this page. So it's really more of a page where you can go and ask Sandals questions. It's a community for advisors to get advice directly from BDMs. We'll do similar things where we'll post active promotions and that weekly podcast in there. So it's just a great community for travel advisors to join to learn more about Sandals and beaches. I'm going to pause real quick to see some of these questions in the chat. Yep, the ABC also has the Facebook advisor group. Thank you, Veronica. Oh yeah, and Nicole did have an episode with the groups department with 2 beams and a mic. All right, I'll keep an eye on the chat as we go along, but I'll keep plugging along here. So next, we also have the Sandals Elite Advisor Program. So this is kind of the perks for being a Sandals and Beaches advisor. As you get registered in the TA portal, as Nicole mentioned, getting set up through the ABC portal. I know you guys are transitioning to the new IATA. Once you get your IATA switched to the new ABC, these are the statuses that are lifetime. So you should keep your Elite Advisor, your Silver Advisor, your Gold, Platinum, no matter what. So as long as you're booking Sandals and Beaches, these are the tiers that you gear up towards. If you just now started, you just now got registered, and you make that first booking, you become an Elite Advisor. And each tier you unlock new perks. So from Gold to Platinum, you get a team to help you out, you get on-resort discounts. Obviously, you get your points to paradise and so much more just for booking Sandals and Beaches with us. As I mentioned, that Points to Paradise program. So we really want to encourage you guys to get down to the Caribbean. That is the best way to learn and sell the product. So obviously coming on here and me talk virtually helps just reinforce some of the how to sell it, training, things like that. But getting on resort is really where your career takes off with selling Sandals and Beaches. So what we do is as you book and sell, you earn points back towards your future vacation. I like to tell people to redeem these through the interline department. Our call centers for the interline department are in the Caribbean, in Montego Bay and Grenada. So most likely you're going to get a Caribbean-born individual on the phone. Yeah, man, let's help you use your points. So it's just a really great way to take advantage of getting down to resort. All right, of course, we're talking to ABC, so we got to mention the Chairman's World Club. You guys do have multiple members. Nicole, shout out, one standing CRC with us. Jen Ball, also here in North Carolina, always a CRC, generally year over year with us. And that does help you guys out. It does boost the agency up to that 16% commission base level rather than the 15%. So you guys get an extra commission percentage just for having Nicole and Jen on the team. But this is $500,000 in room revenue per year. It can be done. I know Nicole's advice would probably be groups. So you guys are destination wedding specialists. So if you can sell a destination wedding with 40 guests, there you go. That's 40 bookings rather than one-off, ones and twos. So groups help a lot, but it really can be done. It's definitely something to strive for and shoot for. And you get your own team. Vanessa in our corporate office helps work with the CRCs. You get additional percentage off on marketing bank so many things are unlocked for the CRC community, CRC retreats, and things of that nature. All right, I left this slide in here because it very much will be applicable for people who are getting started, but our online training is crucial. That is where you go in and you get certified for the year. It's a yearly certification to retake the online training. The reason I say left it in there is because it is currently being revamped with some new content, with some of the 2.0 stuff. Should be available before the end of the year, sometime this fall. So definitely be on the lookout to retake that online training when it comes back out. And then, of course, on the next side of the slide, we also have the additional bonus commission. So while you guys are at 16% baseline, if you guys do sell butler suites, club level, or luxury rooms, you do get that additional 1 to 3% booking for qualifying bookings. So you guys can get up to 19% commission with us, which you guys already know Sandals is a great vacation to sell, but those are some commissions with the comma for sure. Tara just asked in the chat, if you took the training this summer, do we do the upgrade? I will recommend when we update the new training to definitely retake it. You can hold out to January, do it in January so it qualifies you for 2026, but definitely take that new training as it comes out. And again, it's year over year, it's a year, so if you take it in December, it'll qualify you until December of next year. So essentially all of 2026 there. All right, I see my girl Margie on the call. She's in the queue for the car wrap, but definitely be thinking about Sandals for the car wrap program. If you're someone who is picking up your kids from the school line, if you're out driving around a good bit, it's just a great way to market yourself as not only a Sandals and Beaches travel advisor, or a Sandals and Beaches advisor, but also a travel advisor in general. It's a conversation starter at grocery stores, you name it. It's really, really great billboard for your business. The new car wraps also have the QR code on them, which scans and goes to your direct booking link. So if someone's in the grocery store and they do see that car and they go up and hit that QR code, maybe they go in, get some wine, go home and have a couple cocktails or whatever it may be, and then they book a Sandals and Beaches vacation, boom, that is your booking. So it's a really, really great way to market yourself and stand out on the road. You can reach out to local BDMs. You can go through Nicole, Veronica, they can point you in the right direction on who to reach out to for the car wrap program if you're interested. And it is a free car wrap. We do cover the cost of the car wrap. Next, to jump into that TA portal. So this is really where everything unlocks for you. So this is everything that I'm mentioning can be reinforced through the TA portal. We have FAQ pages, we have resort fact sheets, advertising slicks, so many things in there. If you have questions, 9 times out of 10, it can be answered through the TA portal. Obviously, local BDM's happy to help as well. BDM's happy to help, but this is a great resource for you guys to learn and grow with Sandals and Beaches. The first page that I want to highlight is this advertising tools here. So as you can see, this is for grassroots marketing. If you're someone who is out and about working shows, you can order brand collateral. You can print off any of the active promotions in the flyer page. If you're someone who is more digital marketing and does social media, go into the sandbox. You can get a ton of content there. Use Joe Vanderhoff's photo circles as well. And you guys can use any of that stuff for social media posts as well. So if you can't get to resort, you still have access to a lot of content to post about. Now this is the path to find your local BDM. So as you go in and you click on the room bookings there, it'll say on the right side of the screen, meet your sales team. You can view the directory, type in your zip code and find your local BDM. And also list your lifetime bookings, your CRC journey, and all of those things right there on that page. The booking process is honestly super user-friendly. You guys can send up to 10 quotes at a time. So if you have guests looking at multiple room categories, maybe they had a room category in mind and then something came up on 777 that was a different room category, you can switch those quotes out, play with different resorts. Very user-friendly to use, and you can see the filter, so you can filter by the different room features, the different room views. So very helpful there to have that as well. All right, I'm gonna pause and make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. See if there's any quotes. are any questions. I said quotes because I'm reading. All right, I think we're all good. So the next section that I'm going to go through, this is applicable to this very moment. So this is our active promotions and specials. What's super awesome about this right now is there's still some availability at resorts November and December. It's about to get cold. It's about to be winter. So think about those snowbirds who love to escape to the Caribbean. You can find some really, really great resort deals right now on resort. So one thing that's really awesome with us is that you can combine, you can promo stack. So this is a little guide for how you can utilize the promotion stacking. It reads right to left. So I'll be sure to share this presentation so you can go through this, but always combine the 777 with like an anniversary night with some active promotions. So you can find some really, really sweet deals on resort. As I've mentioned multiple times, that 777 special. So that is every Wednesday. We launch 7 new resorts, 7 room categories, an additional 7% off. So if you have someone who really wants to go to St. Lucia, they've been looking at a room at Regency La Toc, and it's $12,000 for the 5 nights they want to go. And then all of a sudden it comes up on 777, get that additional 7% off, drops to 8 grand, 9 grand. It's a great, great thing for travel advisors. The 777 too really is for travel advisors. Consumers don't really know how to use it or what it's all about. So it's something that helps travel advisors to get that additional 7% off for potential clients. Next, this is brand new, just launched. So for our South Coast fans, now until November 10th, you have a chance to win your own Butler trip down to South Coast. So it's a 4-day, 3-night stay at Sandals South Coast for the #1 booker in the country at Sandals South Coast. So time to be pushing South Coast. You can enter yourself in this chance to win this grand prize. Second and third place also do get some pickleball gear. So it's a great time to be pushing Sandals South Coast. We have the Beaches and Sandals Stay More, Save More promotion. It is rapidly closing as it is October 22nd. This one is until November 3rd. So go grab that 777 from today. Check out the Stay More, Save More. You can read all about any of our promotions and what qualifies on the TA portal or the consumer site. So definitely go through those, a little bit of homework, find some sweet spot last minute deals for December and November, and send some deals to clients right now because this stuff won't last. So this is more of an educational piece, but still very applicable. Right now we have our featured GM Spotlight, our sneak peek series. So we are going to different resorts and highlighting the GMs come on. It's a little bit of a competition for them. They say why their resort is the best. So far we've done Sandals South Coast, we've done Sandals St. Vincent. Now we have a new one coming out this Friday, so definitely stay tuned to see that next Sandals sneak peek series. And of course, it's this time of year. It's already festive season. So we just launched the Elf on the Shelf promotion. If you haven't seen any content on social media, think about those families that are super, super festive. The room is just Christmas overload. It's very, very beautiful. So those festive clients definitely be looking at the Elf on the Shelf promotion at Beaches. And I'm seeing Nicole's question, can you go into last minute deals? Is it 1 night free on 3 nights plus? I believe that is correct. What I would recommend for all of these is going into TA portal or consumer site and reading a little bit of the fine details. So I did a little bit of homework, but definitely helps to know specifically what qualifies for each one. So that way you can find those sweet spots, those good quotes there. The Vacation Promise is about to wrap up. This is for hurricane season in the Caribbean. So this is a package that we offer so you can rebook with book with confidence. So this ends early November, but you still have this availability to put in this vacation package for any weather that might occur in the Caribbean. All right, and I put these ones in here. This is so new that I genuinely don't quite know how to talk about it. I'm going to pick up some more intel before I come to the World of Weddings event in New Orleans. I will be in attendance for that. But we just launched the new Sweetheart Wedding Package, which is the wedding on us. So for clients that are staying 7 nights or longer in club or butler rooms, their wedding package, their wedding ceremony is taken care of by Sandals and Beaches. So that's super awesome package for those guests, for you guys at ABC as well. So I'll definitely, you can learn more about it in the SWS online training, and I'll definitely come with some more information from Wendy White about these brand new wedding packages. The eco-conscious one is more for those guests who are looking to give back to the Caribbean. Through the Sandals Foundation, we are planting a tree in the couple's honor as part of their wedding ceremony. There's a couple other things as well that come with the eco-conscious, just to really highlight those people who are passionate about giving back, and also just the sentimental aspect of their wedding date and establishing something that's going to grow. All right, I'm gonna take a quick pause again and see if there's any questions. That's kind of my back end stuff. Who's responsible for making sure the wedding honeymoon package? So Deborah in the chat just asked, who's responsible for making sure the honeymoon package is executed? It is something that you have to register. It's actually overall a great point. You have to register any of the active promotions through the consumer site. So if you book someone on the Stay More, Save More, you do have to go in and register that booking that you get through the TA portal. And then honeymoon package is something that you do have to register prior to arrival, correct? And then what I always recommend too, if you do want to make sure that that honeymoon package, you should get it was done, you should get that approval back, as Deborah mentioned. You can send an email to the sales manager on staff as well. Prior to travel, just saying, hey, these are my honeymoon clients coming down. The wedding honeymoon package has been applied to their trip. I just want to make sure that they have received and that it's going to be executed. Approval received, but not executed. Yeah, I would recommend prior to travel, just getting that as resort staff members' email addresses and sending that down after you get that approval. The approval thing received, send that before travel as well, just to make sure that you can make sure that honeymoon package is applied. How do I get the chairman video as well as others to post on my social media sites? For any social media content, I would recommend some of those accounts that I followed. I'm not quite sure what you're referencing as far as the chairman video, but a lot of those social media accounts that I shared earlier have a ton of content that all travel advisors can grab and use. Oh, Adam video. Okay, yeah, the one I showed. Yeah, I can definitely share the link to that one as well with the recap of the recording from this training as well. All right, I will continue along here. So the next portion of my presentation is resort content. As I mentioned, one thing that's unique about Sandals is that we do own all of our resorts. So any of the maintenance and upkeep, we take a lot of pride in. We want to keep our hotels up to standard. We don't lease anything. So there has been a lot of renovations going on this year on site to upgrade to that Sandals 2.0. If you guys are not familiar with the Sandals 2.0, it's being led by Adam Stewart to really upgrade and update the amenities of Sandals product. A couple of resorts have been built with that 2.0 in mind, such as Sandals St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You got Sandals Dunn's River, the newest resort in Jamaica, and Curacao. And I'll showcase some of the renovations that really highlight some of our other resorts being brought up to that standard as well. So with us, of course, as I mentioned, the plethora of room categories. It's always a evolving and learning game, understanding all of our room categories, but have suites and villas. We have the 3 different categories, such as our luxury level, club level, and butler suites. So you can see some features of some of the Butler suites here, overwater villas, rooms with their private plunge pools, big walkout decks that overlook the Caribbean Ocean, you name it. The Butler suites are always going to have the most state-of-the-art features, going to have the best views, going to be some of our most elite rooms for sure, hence the name Butler Elite. Now moving into the first resort that I'll show some content on is Sandals St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So this is the newest Sandals resort, opened in 2024. So brand new. If you have people who have been going to the Caribbean for a long time and are looking for that new destination, Sandals St. Vincent is a very untouristed island. They didn't have an international runway until 2018. So if people looking for that new destination, that untouched spot, definitely be thinking about St. Vincent. It is similar to St. Lucia in the sense it's a volcanic island, very lush, very tropical, has that mountain range. One of the most beautiful islands I've been to so far in my young travels with Sandals for sure. It's home to the two-story overwater villas. So this is the first of the kind that are 2 stories. So you get your first floor bedroom overlooking the Caribbean Ocean, and you get the up top with the day bed overlooking the ocean as well. You can see you can open up those French doors right there, out looking over the Caribbean. It's a great spot to jump out and snorkel right there in your private little area in the villas. Get the glass looking window as well. And then heading throughout the resort, one thing I like to say about St. Vincent is it truly feels like a health and wellness retreat. Some of the new food categories really highlight some of that, like Amoros, the Greek Mediterranean bowls. Then you also have larger rooms that have fitness equipment in the room, so you can get workouts in the room. It's an expansive resort, has the bikes, so you can bike around. I was getting about 15,000 steps a day when I was on resort. The Red Lane Spa has those updated features, the cold plunge, hot tub, steam room, sauna. It has a great big gym as well. So it really felt like I was at a health and wellness retreat as well as being at a Sandals. As you can see, some of those updated rooms with the fitness bikes and workout equipment. You still got the Butler suites with their own private plunge pool right there looking at the ocean. Very beautiful. Now to highlight some of those new restaurant categories, so some brand new ones to St. Vincent was Boucan's, which got to be one of my favorite meals I've had on resort so far. It is the family style, so they sit you at a table with other guests, and it's them highlighting local cuisine from St. Vincent. So it's super awesome to see the chefs interact with you, talk about meals that maybe their grandma has made for them, see that passion, some of that culture come out on resort. And then, of course, as I mentioned, they have the, where's the name of it? Sorry, the Amoros, which is the Greek Mediterranean green bowls. They also have the Three Jewels rum bar, which highlights a lot of the local rum and Caribbean flair from the rum department as well. Now moving back over to Jamaica. So Jamaica has seen a lot of renovations at the resorts. Most resorts are up to that 2.0 standard so far. So taking us over to Sandals Ochi, something that's been in the resort chain since the early 2000s. Everything on the bluff side at Sandals Ochi has been renovated. So those ND1 one-bedroom Butler suites with their private pool have all been updated. You can see that new modern aesthetic, that fresh elevated bathroom, some of those more natural lighting colors that come out. Some more images of some NG ones, the one bedroom with their poolside Butler Villa estates. So everything in the bluff side at Sandals Ochi is really looking amazing. They're standing out great, and they're working through the beach side over at Sandals Ochi. Now taking us over to Montego Bay to Sandals Royal Caribbean. This may be one of my favorite rooms that I've seen in the new Sandals 2.0 collection. The R-Sky rooms at Sandals Royal Caribbean. They have their own private plunge pool right there. Then they also have the rooftop terrace balcony overlooking the overwater bungalows and the Caribbean Ocean. These rooms are absolutely stunning. And then, of course, we also have the club level beachfront suites, the beachfront Butler with private pool that have been renovated here at Royal Caribbean as well. Just really showcasing some of that new natural color schemes, the more modern aesthetic that is the Sandals 2.0. And these are all beachfront, so right there, walk out right to the Caribbean Ocean. Now taking us over to Dunn's River. So this is the newest Sandals in Jamaica. So just opened in 2023, and it truly has that Sandals 2.0 flair dialed in. So very modern aesthetic, modern vibe, very lively. The entertainment staff, the nightly entertainment is 10 out of 10 at this resort. Smaller boutique style, so everything kind of feeds together there into the main lobby for the entertainment and shows. Such a beautiful resort, probably one of my favorites in the chain so far. And then, of course, Dunn's River also has the first of its kind at the time, the rooftop terrace roundabout village up at the front of the resort. So super cool feature about these is you get a stargazing concierge. Your butler will come and talk you through the night sky of Jamaica. So that's a super fun package, and these rooms are absolutely stunning. And now taking it over to Negril. So you guys have asked for many years for this, but the renovated honeymoon suites. So you can see the Bamboo Grove building with the renderings here of the updated honeymoon suites, all beachfront, beautiful butler villas here at Sandals Negril. And then taking it down to South Coast. So just about everything outside of one building has been finished at South Coast. So you can see the Long Beach building here. This is the LB1, the Long Beach beachfront one bedroom butler suite with the balcony tranquility soaking tub. And then taking it upstairs to the LB1 with the balcony tranquility soaking tub as well. So this one has the large scale balcony. Yeah, sexy South Coast. It's actually looking amazing down there. So most of the resort has been renovated, so you can definitely send some guests with some confidence in that 2.0 product down at South Coast. Now taking it over to St. Lucia. They've put in some new room categories at Halcyon Beach. So you got the beachfront suites with their own patio, and the downstairs opens up to the Caribbean Ocean as well with their own private plunge pool. These are brand new builds. They just opened up in February of this year. So looking stunning there. You've got these new categories here at Sandals Halcyon. And then we've also, since Dunn's River, we've put in the Roundavals in St. Lucia and a few other resorts as well. So we have a new Roundaval Village at Halcyon Beach with their own rooftops. These rooms are so stunning. Roundavals, got to be one of my favorites for sure. Amazing, amazing room category. Now taking you over to Regency La Toc. So if you guys are familiar with Regency La Toc, it is a very expansive resort. It has the bluff side, and it has the main Sandals lobby area with rooms, and then out to the far left used to be the Sandals Golf Club. Now it is Roundaval Village. But everything in the bluff side is fully renovated. You get some renderings here of the bluff villas. And then, of course, we also at Sandals Regency La Toc, we have put in a Boucans there as well. So down at the front of the resort where the Roundaval Village is, there is now a Boucans, which is that same family style dining experience that highlights some more of that St. Lucian cuisine and flair. All right, as I mentioned, I really just wanted to showcase some of the new Sandals 2.0 product today, some of the updates and changes that are happening at resort. Obviously, we have so many more islands. I could have shown you Curacao, Antigua, Barbados, and Grenada. So many other resorts, so many other islands to think about. Everything in that Sandals chain is being renovated up to that Sandals 2.0 product. So something that you guys can really hang your hats on. That new product is really, really looking stunning. So I didn't want to go through every resort content today. Obviously wanted to keep it within that hour. But so much more to learn. Definitely when that new Focus and Grow online training comes out, it'll reinforce a lot of this. But heading over to our Beaches brand, which is our family inclusive arm of the brand. First and foremost, do want to start off with the couple announcement from the Beaches brand. So as you guys may have heard, we have some new resorts coming out with Beaches. We have a $1 billion investment from Adam Stewart in the Beaches brand. First and foremost, we have the new village at Turks and Caicos, Treasure Beach. So that's available for you guys to book in March of next year. I have some renderings of some of the suites. The villas there are unbelievable. And then we have a new resort in Runaway Bay in Jamaica. So Beaches Runaway Bay, and then we have Beaches Exuma, and the Exuma is in the Bahamas, which was Sandals Exuma. Beaches in Barbados, so both Beaches Barbados and Beaches St. Vincent are 500 room brand new builds. So over the next 3 to 5 years, you've got 4 new resorts and a new village at Turks and Caicos in the Beaches brand. So I know that's huge for y'all for multi-gen. I knew Nikki, hey, what's up, Nikki? Timelines for anything. I don't have any specific dates. I wish I did, but some projects are definitely further along than others. Beaches Exuma in the Bahamas, Beaches Runaway Bay. Those are probably the first 2 that you'll see back in the brand. Very exciting for sure. Big for wedding groups, multi-gen, just a great product for you guys to have in your tool belt. So to talk a little bit about the 2 beaches that we do have. So as I mentioned, that all new Treasure Beach Village at Beaches Turks and Caicos. So this is available for March of 2026. Have some renderings of some of the villas. They're really going to be so stunning. So this is your top tier clients, villas of fit families of 8 to 10 in them. Going to be all brand new, that Sandals 2.0, Beaches 2.0 product. So it's really going to be stunning. Also at the Treasure Beach, you're going to have a food hall that is going to have 7 different restaurant categories in there for families to go and have that options to choose. You're going to have a Butch's Steakhouse. You're going to have a movie theater. It's going to have its own main pool as well. So it's really going to be its own little area, own village, could be its own resort over there at Beaches Treasure Beach. And then, of course, Turks and Caicos, we have the 4 other villages there still. And what Beaches Turks and Caicos is known for is that Grace Bay, voted one of the best world's best beaches year over year. So such a great trip for your families. Great resort to keep the family entertained. Definitely one of our flagship in the Beaches brand. Now, the last resort that I'll share with you guys is Beaches Negril. So showcasing some of the updates to Beaches Negril. It's truly been renovated a good bit, looking absolutely stunning. We've put in the Event-Tide Penthouse collection. These suites are looking amazing. They have their own rooftop terrace as well. So there's 6 rooms here at the Event-Tide building. And then also we have the Fire Sky Reserve Villas. So this is 6 all Butler villas. And they also have their rooftop. They have their own private pool. It's like you get a Airbnb for your family on the beach, but you're not doing any of that cooking and cleaning. You can get your butler. So it's a really, really great room. I have a rendering of it here too, so you can get an idea of what those villas are looking like. Also similar to some of the new villas at Turks and Caicos. All right, guys, and that wraps up my resort content. A few more accounts that I really want you guys to follow as well. Of course, Adam Stewart, our executive chairman. If you're not familiar with either of our vice presidents, Gary Sadler and Garth Laird, they're huge in the trade industry, very supportive of travel advisors, posts a lot of great content from Sandals and Beaches. Also really shows that family values and nature that Sandals and Beaches has. Gary and Garth both started as playmakers in the 80s for Sandals, and now they're executives with Unique Vacations. Been Butch Stewart's and Adam Stewart's right-hand men for a long time. So if you want to see the passion, the energy come out about Sandals and Beaches, those are a couple more accounts to follow. And then, of course, we also have the Sandals Foundation. So this was started by Adam Stewart in 2008. And this is giving back to the Caribbean, so empowering the lives of the Caribbean. Every booking that you make, a percentage is donated back to the Sandals Foundation. If you ever come on resort, you can always bring donations and give them to the sales manager, and they'll make sure they get in the right hands to donate to the Sandals Foundation. But that is it from me. I wanted to keep it within that hour time frame, give you guys a little bit of a high level about what's happening at Sandals and Beaches, show some back end stuff on the TA portal, some of the active promotions, so you guys have some homework. It's a great time to try and find some November and December sweet spots, so still can beef up your 2025 numbers. I know we're pretty close to 2026, but there's still some bookings out there for this year for those people who are last minute, want to get out of the cold weather. But I've got about 10 minutes here. I'll definitely leave it open for some questions. I know there might have been a special guest on. See if Nicole wants to say anything else.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Everyone, please join me in thanking Andrew for his time and walking us through all of the amazing updates. I did want to mention that we have the lovely Venencia from the Bahamas Tourist Board on today. Venencia, if you'd like to say something, please come online. If you don't know Venencia, she is our contact for everything for the islands of the Bahamas, especially romance. Venencia, anytime you want, if you'd like to come on, please do and say hi to everyone. Otherwise, I would like to implore each of you on the call today to ask one question in the chat. While I let you guys figure out what questions you want to ask, I'll remind you guys of a few things that were mentioned today. Don't forget the last minute deals, like Andrew said. They're very, very specific. So log on maybe to the consumer site, see what dates are available, and a lot of them aren't very long. It's something like 3 to 5 nights, if I'm not mistaken, but it's a great opportunity to get a great deal on the first 3 nights, put them on a split booking, upgrade them for their last 3 or 4 nights, and that's a week at a great price. Also, the Sweetheart wedding package. If you guys were used to selling Sandals, like the free wedding messaging a few years ago, this is very close to it, except, they're not cranking out a bunch of free weddings for a minimum 3-night stay. They've upped the game. You're going to get commission on 7 nights in a club or butt level suite, and then they'll still have the free wedding. I'll confirm, but keep in mind that the free wedding, you still have to pay like the marriage license fee. For example, it's $200-ish to Jamaica. Also, Andrew mentioned the eco-conscious weddings, which we'll be learning more about. Keep in mind that there are some really cool things like he mentioned. They plant a tree. You can also donate your wedding dress while you're there. And the proceeds for them reselling your dress will go to help women in need in the islands. And I think we have, let's see. I think Venencia said something in the chat. Where is she? Oh, could we unmute Venencia, please?
Let me find her real quick.
Okay. Okay, I see a lot of thank yous. Let's see. In the meantime, Kim has a question. I'm a total newbie to Sandals and to ABC. Where do I begin? Maybe Andrew, if there was one thing you could do today, what would your quick first step be?
I think Veronica kind of hit the nail on the head there. I would definitely start off with getting into the TA portal. So make sure that your account's set up through the TA portal. You can't take the online training that I mentioned yet because it is being revamped, but you can still learn a lot of content in there. Follow some of the social media accounts that I shared as well, because they will post tons of training stuff for the travel advisors. We have that sneak peek series coming out this Friday, so you can see some resort content from GMs. So social media is a great way to go and kind of learn from home as well. YouTube, Sandals and Beaches YouTube channel as well. Tons of content there to get the ball rolling for sure.
Okay, and the question from Benencia, any plans for the Sandals Exuma property? Andrew's already answered it in the chat, but it is turning into a beaches. Again, one of those soon come type of timelines.
Definitely. The project is underway, so soon come.
Yes.
I was not able to unmute Venencia. It's some kind of error I'm getting, so.
Okay. Well, thank you, Venencia. And Venencia will be having a Bahamas Tourism Board webinar very soon. I will let you guys know the date on that. Let's see. Nikki, she just cannot stress enough how valuable it is to experience the brand firsthand. It's so much easier to sell once you've lived it. Angie, could you remind them what benefits they have for TA type rates?
Yes, of course. So first and foremost, your points of paradise. So you can redeem those for your future vacations. And then all ABC members also have the ability to use travel advisor rates. So that can be booked through the interline department as well. I always recommend a call. That's the best way to get someone on the phone and talk through it. They have the availability there. If they do need approval, you can send me a note, and I can get you approval for a travel advisor rate as well. And those start at 275 just for the room, so your single occupancy rate up to 450. So it's a great rate to also get down there and take advantage of viewing the resorts. Oh, and they also have, you can always do, if you need specific dates, you can always lock in and you can get 20%. So you have the TA rate, Points of Paradise, or the 20%.
Wonderful. So great thing to take advantage of. Again, I can't thank you enough, Andrew, for being here today. I can personally say that Sandals and their support of travel advisors has changed my business and my life personally. I know a few of you in the chat can absolutely share the same sentiment. I'll leave it open again for another few minutes for questions. Let's see here. I think so a few of our questions are being answered in the chat. So don't forget, and for those of you who need a TA portal login, you can email me at travel@abcweddingplanners.com. Let's see what else. If you need help on transferring from a different IATA number to ABC's IATA number, remember we only have one, starts with 346. Please also let me know and we'll get you sorted into the right place. Okay, I'll type my email in the chat. All right. Well, thank you so much, Andrew. Veronica, is there anything else you'd like to say? Nope. Okay. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for having me on. And I'll see most people in New Orleans.
Yep. See you then. Thanks. Bye.